Hello, myself Sunil Ramakrishna. Here basically we are discussing about the city creation. In this basically we are discussing the topic that is Bombay Stock Exchange. So we can just imagine basically these people basically who are dying basically their money basically are converting into the mutual funds basically, and they are basically getting white basically with the help of the cricket industry basically. So one of the person asked the question basically, are you sure? Matlab, then basically who are BCCI basically? Yeah? They have basically a very respect basically in front of the world basically. They have very respect basically. You see basically wherever BCCI group basically the police gives the security to BCCI group basically. Even the prime minister basically watches the match basically. See basically how much respect basically the BCCI group basically have. So one of the person told that basically how many match basically the India basically has won. So we will go back little bit back basically. 1983 basically World Cup final highlights. We'll see little bit portion basically of that World Cup highlights. Basically which kind of players basically are there and how basically they are basically connected with this data and this data, and software companies are also basically mostly created by cricket industry group basically, mostly basically, but not entire basically, mostly basically. See basically.
Saif Kamani is the catcher. Jubilation among the Indian fielders. So Backus
This time it is gone, beautifully caught by the masquerade slip. Dollor tries to swing that straight ball to Dealings. 140 all out, West Indies. And the margin of
And the World Cup also you see basically.
Great scenes in the middle. They've got themselves a score. That's the Sri Lankan way. They believe in their bowling.
A needless shot coming down the track, looking to hit through the offside, gets an inside edge, and the ball crashes onto middle in grand fashion, and a nice way to open the account. That's a fierce square. Onside, 4 ball. Nicely placed. It's racing away, beats the fielder in the deep.
See that movement.
श्रीशांत सामने है दिलशान, दूसरी बार इस ट्रॉफी माही मार रहा है, बहुत तेज है, बहुत तेज। बार पूरा भारतवर्ष झूमा, 28 कर दिया। महेंद्र सिंह धोनी क्लासिक, और ये माही का बल्ला घूमा। इस बार वानखेड़े नहीं, इस बार पूरा भारतवर्ष झूमा।
So this was that World Cup basically. So one of the person told that basically entire India is involved in this 100 plane crash. And the match basically which was happened, that was in Mumbai. So entire Mumbai basically was involved in this 100 plane crash. Because the 100 plane crash basically which is happening, that money only basically the cricket group basically converts into the white money basically. That are basically, I have taken one example of that stock exchange basically. So like this basically cricket industry basically. So one of the person told that India basically won how many World Cup basically. Then he told that 1983 and 2011 basically. So how basically, how many money basically they have collected from this data basically, and which all are the banks basically who are having that money basically, and up to what status is of that money basically, and how many money has been reached to this basically area from 1983 and from 2001 2011 basically. So one of the BCCI group basically told that basically Bombay Stock Exchange group only basically might be knowing that how many money has been reached of 1983 and 2011 World Cup. Then basically one of the person told that means entire the people who have watched the 2011 World Cup, who basically entire Mumbai city and 1983 World Cup, this all basically are involved in this 100 plane crash. Because they are watching the match, basically. And they basically know also that basically that how basically the monies are getting, the people who are dying basically, their money basically are getting converted into the Bombay Stock Exchange with the help of the cricket basically. In this basically not only cricket basically, entire sports group also basically jumped. That is basketball, football, everybody basically. So like this basically, little bit about the cricket industry basically. Few people say that we basically will give our entire life basically for cricket basically. So they have taken the life basically. See basically, that is this basically. They have taken the life. They have basically taken the life. Like this basically the cricket industry basically is. They are basically helping the black money to convert into white money basically. And in this, entire India basically came into the picture basically with the help of cricket basically, because cricket is watching by each and every people basically. In this, entire Indian government also basically came into the picture, because they have also taken lots of money from cricket industry. So one of the person told that basically is Indian government that are basically sitting in the parliament house, they are also connected this 100%, they are also connected basically, because they have taken the money from the 1983 World Cup and 2011 World Cup basically. And cricket industry basically say that basically we have the proof also basically that we have given the money basically. And that is the bank basically where basically from where basically we have done the transaction basically. Like this group basically, cricket industry basically saved themselves also, because cricket industry know that basically government can do anything basically. For that basically they have dumped a few cricket, they have basically placed a few cricketer also into political basically. Lots of people basically are there in the politics also basically, and in the they are into the Bollywood group also, because they basically can't trust anyone. That's why basically, because this type of thing basically is happening. Who knows basically in one of the plane basically the entire cricket industry will also basically go into this. It might possible basically, anything is possible basically. One of the person told that anything is possible basically. It might possible that from this 100 train basically some plane basically might be of cricket group basically. Then what cricket group basically is going to do? Entire group basically, I'm telling. Entire group basically. That's why they told that basically we have kept everything basically. From where, which bank basically we have done the transaction, where is that bank, that each and every, and we have created lots of software company also basically, which is keeping track of the each and every political party basically, who have basically taken the money from the government, from the from the Indian president, that is BCCI group basically, and how basically they won the 1983 and 2011 World Cup. So you can just imagine basically. Just imagine basically. So one of the person told that yes, yeah, basically it's very dangerously connected. So one of the person told that how many people basically watched the 2000, entire India basically, 2011 was basically enjoyed by the entire India, enjoyed basically, they have enjoyed it basically. They have basically enjoyed it basically. So in next video basically we are going to see how many people basically enjoyed the 2011 World Cup.